welcome back to my channel. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Belle, and this is the Belle Perspective, and I talk about movies. I talk about movies, TV, books, all kinds of things on my channel. And today we're going to be reviewing Ready to Love, Season 7, Episode 5, The Math Ain't Mathin'. But before we get into that, I've got a couple housekeeping items that I need to go over. First things first, I need to shout out some of our new subscribers. Hey, we got some new subscribers, y'all. Yes. Oh my gosh, I'm so glad that you guys joined the growing channel. Thank you so much. Thank you. I want to shout out MJ, Southern Diva KP, and Brenda Lathan. Thank you so much for joining my channel. This channel, our channel, your channel. Thank you so much for joining. I really appreciate it. And for anyone else out there who wants to be a part of this growing channel, hit the subscribe button. And also, get down in the comments and let me know what you think about the TV shows that we talk about and all the other content that we discuss over here, okay? Let's just get into the episode. Let's just do it. Okay. I'm gonna have to point this out because it's pissing me off. I'm angry. We're gonna have to watch Blake another week. This is production. I know this show is produced heavily because there is no reason why Blake, elevator don't go all the way up to the top. Blake, who every woman on the show in a consensus has said that he is weird. He's still on the show, y'all. And they got rid of Demario. Now, granted, Demario needed to go as well. It was time for him to skedaddle as well. But Blake's still here, y'all. And they're setting it up so that Sue-Ann and Jeffrey can argue over Blake. Ready to Love loves to do this foolishness. Anyway, okay, let's get into it. So, first things first, episode starts off from where it picked up. It was a cliffhanger. It's Corvea. It's Marcia. It is Jeffrey that is on the chopping block. And I thought that they were going to go the other route because prior to the episode ending, they were arguing over using the lifeline. I honestly thought that they were going to try to use the lifeline for one of these women. And I was just like, watch them do this. And they're going to waste their time, waste their little lifeline. They did not do that. They voted Corvea off. And I was a little surprised by that. I'm not even going to lie, because I thought that I didn't know how that was going to go. That's what I thought. I thought Marcia was going to go. Ended up sending Corvea home. And after she goes, everyone is kind of like mingling still, talking, going back and forth, chatting. They end up going to Hard Rock Cafe, getting off the boat, and again, mixing and mingling and talking. So it's different groups of people just chatting it up, asking each other how they felt about eliminations and things like that. So conversations that stuck out to me was Blake taking Sue-Ann aside, Advocate Sue, that's exactly what I'm going to call her, and sitting her down and basically, recapping with her of his account with the conversation with Jeffrey from before. Now, here's where I'm saying, Sue-Ann, you need to sit up. You need to back back. Here I come to save the day. Because you do not know the content or the context of the conversation. You were not there. You were not an eyewitness. You're only taking Blake's side. He's putting a battery in your back so that you can go and disprove whatever you feel is untrue that Jeffrey is saying. And I'm just thinking to myself, girl, listen, hey, I understand that you like Blake, but even if you felt like what Jeffrey was saying was untrue, it's not about, she not saying it to you. He not your man to be defending him like that. You don't even know him like that to be doing this. It was crazy. The very next day, they showed a date between Jeffrey and Demario. Demario is exactly the man that I thought he was. He's all about image. He's extremely shallow. He's wants an arm piece he wants arm candy. He to be perfect, prim, and proper at all times. And that's honestly what Jeffree gives. She also gives sleepy, like, I just woke up and I don't really know what time it is, so I'm just sitting here, like, trying to gather myself before I have to go to work on Monday. Like, that's how she talks. Her eyes barely open up. She talks like this the entire time, no inflection, nothing. Demario and Jeffree sit down. They're having a conversation. Demario's being really passive aggressive. Jeffree's like, listen, where were you? You know, I was trying to reach out to you. I thought I was going to connect with you on the boat. You know, he was like, yeah, well, that game pretty much, you know, solidified. And she was like, the game, what happened? He's trying to refer to the kiss where Jeffree and Mark Anthony kissed, but Demario's too much of a punk ass. So that he's not like outright with it. She was like, what are you talking about? What game? What game? Or when you kissed? Oh, you mean it was a game, Demario. Like you act like I just came up and slobbed him down. Mind you, Demario is the same man who had his tongue hanging all out to my he a good kisser. Like, if the question was asked to him, he would have done the exact same thing. Basically calling her character into question, saying, what would your kids think? I would have got up and left. Demario, if you don't go somewhere with yourself, yeah, he needed to go, but Blake does too. Quiet as it's kept. Both of them need to go. Both of them have decided that neither one of them want to move forward at this point. Demario says he's dodged a bullet. He feels like she, you know, is just a wayward woman, a woman of the night, kissing everybody. Like, what the hell? It's a game. Seriously, Demario? Like, is that what you think about all the other women as well? If anybody else had kissed somebody, you would have thought that same thing? Child, whatever. He basically called her her virtue and her character into question. Said she's not good at taking criticism well, which I wouldn't either from somebody I don't even know like that, who doesn't even know me, who's questioning my character and doesn't even know me. And then says that, what else did he say? He's never seen her without makeup. Now, Demario, I know you're not talking about looks, because my grandma used to tell me, if you don't have nothing nice to say, you don't say nothing at all. So I'm going to keep on moving. But you know what, Demario? You're wrong for that. And you ain't got no business talking. So we go to the date with Marcia, Blue, Blake, and Jeffree. And I was like, Marcia, did producers tell you to come be messy? Because I felt like that's what it was. So I was like, why are you so invested in what Jeffree and Blake got going on? Like, I don't know why that was happening. First of all, this date, loved this date. This date, I love visualization. I love art visualization, looking at things and saying, this is what I want. I like this. Imagining, this is where I see myself, putting it together as a collage, being able to express that. And then also, you know, getting my chakras and my energies right. I love that kind of stuff. That is me. Marcia, puts together like this whole thing where actually first they do the sound bowls. Love the sound bowls. And anybody who has a problem with sound bowls, something wrong with their energy. Blake. Anyway, he's sitting there looking traumatized, like an exorcism is happening, and he feels like he don't want to let go. That's honestly what was going on to me. He looked completely like the exorcism is not working. Okay, that's what it was looking like to me. So the sound bowls are going, such beautiful music. He's disturbed, clearly. Get up, they're able to like look at magazines, pull out things that resonate to them, and they're putting it together in a collage, and then eventually they're going to show it to each other and talk about who they are from the collages. It shows her collage. It's a pregnant Rihanna, I think, with a flower on her hair, all kinds of different things, travel, you know, freedom, just different things that represent her. Jeffree shows family, her man leading, which is a little like, girl, that's overkill. You don't got to show my man leading my family. Like, girl, you can lead your own family. You can, but fine, girl, that's what you want. Okay, whatever. So she does that. Then Blue does something like kind of cute as well. He talks about travel and being outdoors, fishing, and blah, 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 blah. Now, mind you, Marcia and Blue went on a date last week, and I thought it was such a cute date, but apparently Blue did not think it was a cute date, and he was completely turned off by Marcia, and he doesn't necessarily want to move forward with her. But what I have a problem with is, if that's the case, then why Marcia got your name all in her mouth? Why Marcia keep talking about how Blue need to be Blue need to be prepared to have that collage have her picture in it. The only thing missing in that picture was me. Now wait a minute. Why Marcia got your name all in her mouth if you don't want to fool with her like that? Because that's what you said in the episode last week. Whatever. But it was really cute. His collage. It was nice. Here we go with Blake. He is psycho. Okay, I feel like this man is psycho. He puts a whole bunch of watches all on the collage and says that time is the most valuable. This is me. Time is my most valuable luxury and my most valuable asset, and so I don't want to waste it. Yeah, but did you say, is there anything on there that talks about who you are? No, I said time is my most valuable asset, and I don't want anyone wasting it. No, so you just sat up here and wasted you wasted my time just a second ago with this bullshit. Okay, sir. Craziness. So Marcia brings up the fact that Blake and Jeffrey had some tension on the boat. Again, I feel like it's producer led because who really cares? It wasn't that serious. And Blake is basically saying respectfully, I'm not going to answer you. Move along, child. Move along, girls. Move along. Jeffrey is basically saying, hey, I didn't have an issue. Blake was the one with the concerns and the problems and all the issues. Blah, blah, blah. That was on Blake. I was fine. and Blake was like, listen, are we done? Is we finished or is we done? Okay? She's like, I'm so glad we were able to like squash that. Girl, did you? Did you? You did? Okay, girl. Morgan and Tony. So Morgan and Tony and Blake and Jonique. Now, I don't know what the hell made Jonique take Blake out anywhere. Because even the way they dressed, even the way they showed up to the restaurant was North Pole, South Pole. Like totally different. Okay? Totally different. But they also like was splitting the screen. Well, not splitting the screen, but doing kind of like doing it back to back. Like here's Morgan and Tony. Here's Jonique and Blake. So Morgan and Tony. First of all, Morgan, come through. Come through, Morgan. Okay. Tony looked nice. I had never seen him dressed up in any like a suit or anything like that. He's always had like casual clothes on. Every time I see him, he cleans up nice. Morgan keeps talking about how he's interested in all these other women, but I want to see like who are the other women that make her feel like he's not 100% interested in her, which I completely agree. Like, I'm like, girl, he not for real, but that's just the show. Like, I feel like they always grab some dude that's just random and he not for real. The other, Jonique and Blake. Blake made me so, I do not like Blake. And it's so unfortunate because he's an attractive looking man, but I do not like him at all. First of all, he's from the military. He's in the military, which makes sense. That makes sense because his personality is so rigid. I haven't yet to see him laugh. He barely cracks a smile. He is just tight, and I am not that person. So Jonique is like, hey girl, she is a typical Florida girl, a typical Miami girl. I won't make a blanket statement, but that's typically how they roll though. That's typically how they like to be. Okay. She's asking questions and literally pulling teeth with him, and he's like, listen, this is your date. They sit down and he's just looking at her and it's just awkward silence, and he's like, listen, this is your date. You ask all the questions. You ask your questions. Blake, who do you think you are? I would have grabbed my things. I would have said I had to go to the bathroom and would have never came back. That would have just been, and yes, we're on the show and I would have had to see him again, but I'd be like, one last date before we get into deliberations, and y'all already know how it ends because I'm pissed about it. So Cynthia and Anthony, both of them are Haitian. They both are from a group of Haitian households, which is super cool. I want to see more of Anthony. I have not really seen his personality. I don't really know what he's like per se. So I definitely want to see more of Anthony, but Cynthia was smitten. But quiet as it's kept, I be feeling like Cynthia be smitten with everybody, child. But I don't know. Oh, we get to deliberations. Jonique looked really pretty with her natural hair. I really like seeing that. All the girls are talking about how they like Anthony, Mark Anthony, they like Tony, they like Lyndon. Who are all the other women, the men that they talking about? Anthony, Mark Anthony, Tony, Lyndon, roommate. I don't know. I don't know how he, whatever. Blue, the regular. Again, Marcia got Blue name in her mouth. Did Blue had this conversation about how he ain't fooling with her like that? I don't know. So the guys that are at the bottom, Demario, Blake, literally the women have a consensus and say that Blake is weird. Okay. So Jeffrey also brings up that Demario's at her bottom because Demario had a conversation with her, questioned her character, questioned whether or not, what her kids would think if they saw her kissing on a reality TV show, and basically saying like he was just calling me into question and just being really inappropriate. Here go Advocate Sue. Here I come to save the day. She puts on her cape. Girl, stop. Like, the girl wasn't even talking to you. She wasn't even talking about Blake at this point. So what are you really, like, is advocating for these men like this and don't even know the flavor. But then saying, girl, it's giving obsession. No, you're giving obsession. What you need to be doing is taking notes and trying to figure out how many women are saying Blake is crazy. That's what you need to be doing. But yet and still, here you go. Put on your cape. Ready to save the day. Girl, no, you looking crazy. I'm not even going to lie to you. So we get down to the two guys, Demario and Blake. They send Demario home. While he needed to go home, Blake needed to go home further. He needed to go home more, okay? But I understand that what they're trying to do is basically set up the whole Jeffrey against Sue Ann, fighting over Blake, blah, blah, blah. Just what they're going to show. That's what they show in the trailer for next week. And I'm just like, I'm not here for it. Like, why are we fighting over this man? Jeffrey don't even want him. I'm not. But this is OWN. This is what they love to show us. They love to have black women fighting each other over some raggedy man. We get what we get and don't get upset, huh? Okay, we show up every season and watch it, right? It's been 7 seasons of this, right? Anywho, those are my thoughts. Get down in the comments and let me know what you think. And again, I just want to give out another shout out to all of our new subscribers. MJ, Southern Diva KP, and Brenda Lathan. Oh my gosh, thank you for joining, for subscribing. I really appreciate it. And I will talk to you guys in the next one. Take care.